There's some breaking news today. This is Aaron with Generation Y podcast. If you've been listening to us for a while, then you know episode 224 was about Ronnie Long. Now, Ronnie Long was a 20-year-old black man who was convicted of raping and robbing a prominent white woman in the city of Concord. Now, there were a lot of problems with that case. I urge you to go out and read about it. But in 2020, they ended up freeing Ronnie Long. This was one of his appeals went through, and they looked over the evidence. They looked over everything. They let him out. This is weird because usually in such cases, appeals just get shot down. You were convicted. That's what happened. And in this case, they actually looked at everything and said, yeah, there are real problems with this. The governor ended up pardoning Ronnie Long. So when you go through all of this, and you say, wow, what happens with a guy that's been incarcerated for 44 years? His sentence was 80. So he served 44 years and then he gets out and they compensate him $50,000 a year, but there's a cap. So he only ends up with the cap, which is $750,000. That's it. Now, if you look over 44 years and 50,000 a year, that math does not add up. It's not fair. So originally when he was asked, how do you feel about the $750,000? Ronnie was not satisfied. He just wasn't. Well, come to find out today, January 9th, 2024, Ronnie Long is going to get $22 million from the city. This is amazing. And it's not just about the money. I mean, he's getting $22 million from the city. There's $3 million he's getting from the FBI. That's $25 million. That's one of the highest payouts ever in such a case. But it's also about what the city said. And Lindsay Manson, who's with the city, she made a statement. And I think when you look over such a wrongful conviction case and you hear that people have been compensated, they've been let out, you don't often hear about the apologies. And I think it's just amazing to me that the city is actually taking responsibility. They're acknowledging the problems in the case. Here's the quote. The city of Concord acknowledges and accepts responsibility for the significant errors in judgment and willful misconduct by previous city employees that led to Long's wrongful conviction and imprisonment. Let that sink in. Anyway, this is an amazing day. So a big shout out to Ronnie and Ashley Long and their families. I think this has been a long time coming, and I'm relieved that finally there will be true acceptance of responsibility and true compensation for what Ronnie has had to go through.